What a night it was tonight at NXT Halloween Havoc. A lot was truly at stake. History was on the line. Championships were on the line, and legacies were also up for grabs as well. And tonight, Halloween Havoc truly lived up to all the hype that has been talked about for the last couple of weeks. And if I'm being honest, Halloween Havoc, it was truly a night to remember, and it kicked off with with an instant classic tag team match between the team of Javon Evans and the TNA X Division champion Leon Slater against AAA's Mr. Iguana and La Parca. And if I'm being honest, you had four guys who truly captured the eyes, if you will, of the entire wrestling world for God knows how long. Obviously, obviously, Mr. Iguana and La Parca have been around for a hot minute now. Whereas opposed to Slater and Evans, they've been around for a bit themselves, but they were still very impressive tonight at Halloween Havoc. And again, we knew that this was going to be all over the place, high flying, non-stop action, just pure chaos. And in the final moments of the match, we saw Leon Slater pin Mr. Iguana with the Swanton 450 to win the match for his team with Javon Evans. This was, truly an instant classic. And I honestly can't believe I'm going to say this, but I would love to see Slater... Excuse me. I would love to see Slater and Evans go after the NXT tag team titles, which, to be fair, are they still being held by the Hardys, or are they now being held by Dark State? You'll just have to tune in to this video to find out. But huge congrats to Evans and Slater on an incredible matchup. I have a feeling that this will not be the last time we will ever see Mr. Iguana and La Parca in NXT. Next up, we had speaking of AAA, the AAA Latin American champion Elio del Dr. Wagner Jr. challenged All Ego Ethan Page for the NXT North American title in a Day of the Dead match where it literally was anything goes. And by anything, I legit mean anything. And if you guys ever watched both Worlds Collide shows from earlier this year, if you guys watched AAA earlier this year, back in the summer, you will know that the mask, when it comes to lucha libre wrestling, you know, the mask, it is as sacred can get. And Ethan Page did not give a good fuck whatsoever and decided to rip at the mask of Dr. Wagner Jr. This is definitely going to give Ethan Page more heat on social media than Dominic Mysterio has ever gotten in his entire career. All it takes is one rip of the mask and you automatically get heat. Let's just be real. If I'm being honest, with the last match, I'm actually surprised that La Parca's mask didn't get torn off. Because sometimes it can happen. It can happen sometimes. But this one was on purpose, and if I'm being honest, Ethan Page made a big mistake. Yeah, sure, Ethan Page may have retained the title tonight, but I can guarantee you that Dr. Wagner Jr. is definitely going to be gunning for him at a later time. But obviously, again, Ethan Page was able to successfully retain his title by hitting Dr. Wagner Jr. with a twisted grin from the top rope through the table to retain the NXT North American title. Not gonna lie, and if I'm being dead ass with this one, we have not seen the last of the rivalry between Dr. Wagner Jr. and Ethan Page. 100%, we have not seen the last of it. They're gonna run it back. But speaking of running things back, I have a feeling that Zarya might have to run this one back for the craziest reasons possible. Because last week, because this last Friday on SmackDown, we saw Sol Ruca get injured at the hands of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss in their tag title match against the champions on SmackDown. This past Tuesday, Sol Ruca said that she was not medically cleared to defend the title tonight at Halloween Havoc. Blake Monroe was like, "Okay, fuck it, then just give me the title and we'll call it a day." Zarya was like, no." Zarya literally pulled the Austin Powers meme, "How about no?" and literally was like, "You know what? I got you. I will defend the title." Turns out, it was a backfire. It completely backfired on Zaruka's end because Blake Monroe knew that Sol Ruca was going to be at ringside, and it was just... I don't even have the words for it. Because Sol Ruca pushed Zarya's shoulder through the ring post, popping it back in place. So it made me wonder, maybe she herself is injured. And it turns out it completely backfired because Blake Monroe pinned Zarya with a huge move on Zarya to win the North American title. And if I'm being honest, I have a feeling that Sol Ruca is not happy. She is down in the dumps. And I'm pretty sure Zarya is going to probably want to kick Blake Monroe's ass again and bring the title back to Zaruka. Possible? Absolutely. Bound to happen? Only time will tell. Next up, we've got the NXT Women's title being defended as JC Jane defended against Tatum Paxley, which on paper, you would think that this would have been a mismatch. On paper, it should have been a mismatch. Turns out, it wasn't. Because they both gave it their all. They gave it their all. They beat the hell out of each other. And we even saw Shawn Spears take Tatum Paxley's leg and drape it over the bottom rope, stopping a pin cover, which forced the referee to not only kick out the rest of the culling, but also the rest of Fatal Influence, which became JC Jane's ultimate downfall. Because in the final moments, we saw Izzy Dame take the bullet for JC Jane, for Tatum Paxley by JC Jane. Boom. Cemetery driver by Tatum Paxley. You heard me right. Tatum Paxley is the new NXT Women's Champion. Think about that, guys. Think about that. Tatum Paxley had been with WWE for several years now, for about almost 4.5 years now. And throughout the whole time that she's been a part of NXT, she's had she's had she's had opportunities at the NXT Women's Tag Team titles, the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. She's had opportunities at the Women's North American title. She's had opportunities at the NXT Women's title, and tonight, finally, it all came to pass for Tatum Paxley as she brought the Culling Championship gold. Congrats to Tatum Paxley. What a win, and what a run she is going to have moving forward. I have a feeling that she could potentially be NXT Women's Champion going into 2026, so it's going to be interesting to say the very least. But next up, Broken Rules. Dark State versus the Broken Hardys. Broken Matt Hardy and the long-awaited debut of Brother Nero. Yes, you heard me right. Brother Nero made his debut in WWE. We never saw Brother Nero ever. That dark side of Jeff Hardy. We never saw that side of him ever in WWE. And tonight we did. I think the only thing that will cap off Jeff Hardy's career is if he brings Willow to NXT. That would be interesting. Although to be fair, I truly believe that he should have brought Willow to this match tonight against Darkseid, because I think it would have been even more interesting than ever before. But it is what it is, and I will say, Darkseid came in as the underdogs because this was something that was completely new to them. They knew that the odds were going to be stacked against Darkseid because of the fact that under extreme formatted matches, that's literally the state of mind, if you will, of the Hardys. That's their element. They've been a part of more extreme type matches than almost anybody in professional wrestling. They've been a part of ladder matches, chair matches, table matches, TLCs. Jeff Hardy's been a part of Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chambers. They've both competed in the Royal Rumble. They've been a part of Lethal Lockdown, Feast or Fired. What else? Monsters Ball, Ultimate X, which these last batch of matches that I'm bringing up, these are TNA specials. These are matches designed by TNA. And so the fact that the Hardys came in with that big of a chip on their shoulder, Darkseid had to exploit that, and turns out they did. The numbers game truly was against the Hardys, and still Darkseid was able to pin Jeff Hardy with the Doomsday device through the table to regain the NXT Tag Team titles. And I will say the Hardys definitely could have had a better run as NXT Tag Team Champions, but I have a feeling that their time in the ring is fast approaching. So it's not going to be long before they become two-time champs, but we'll have to wait and see. That brings us to the main event. Ricky Sainz, Trick Williams for the NXT title. And this was where history was going to be on the line, because Trick Williams had the opportunity to become the second person in NXT to be a 3-time NXT champion. Who was the first one? None other than the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. Literally defeating Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura and Karrion Kross to win all 3 of his NXT titles. All 3, he's had a combined well over 200 days. About I would say roughly about 200 days. Excuse me, as the NXT champion. And I got to admit, Samoa Joe he truly is a beast. No pun intended to Brock Lesnar being called the Beast, but you guys get the idea. But again, history was on the line because Trick Williams had the chance to be the second person to pull it off, and Ricky Sainz was trying to prevent that. And it turns out Ricky Sainz succeeded because this was nonstop. Start of the bell, Trick Williams just pummels at Ricky Sainz. Near fall after near fall after that. Ricky Sainz got put through the announce table. Trick Williams got hit in the head with the NXT title, inadvertently of course, and it was non-stop. Even a trick shot by Trick Williams was not enough for Trick to become champion. And in the final moments, we saw Ricky Sainz hit Trick Williams with the springboard tornado DDT to retain the NXT title. And if I'm gonna be honest, I can honestly say that Ricky Sainz is going to have probably one of the craziest runs as NXT champion, because if you guys heard the crowd, the fans were chanting Ricky sucks. So I have a feeling that we're probably going to be seeing a heel turn out of Ricky Sainz sometime within the next 4 to 8 months, maybe. But we'll have to wait. But again, only time will tell. We will just have to wait over time and find out. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more premium live event predictions and results in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.